The way I understand it, it's not just about NPP people. It's a social problem that Mr. Mahama and this team are creating. But the NPP has had to stand up for the people, is what has happened with that statement. Because some of the people being harassed are not politicians.
Okay.
I know more than 2 people. I think I know about 4 people who have been, in one form or the other, harassed by teams of people dressed in a manner as if they're police or soldier or whatever, wielding all kinds of things and entering people's offices. In one instance, I'm told that after they say, oh, they are in charge. Well, in charge of what?
You mean that's what the team that...
The team enters the office
and says they are in charge.
And says we are in charge.
Okay.
They ask in charge of what? And then they're standing there. And they say, look, I'm not a politician. I'm doing my business. What are you looking for? They're not able to say. But they introduce themselves as oral operations people. That's what's going on. So I think that, the Honorable Darko and his team, the minority, are doing the very, very important thing. Now, Moro, what is this thing with oral? No legal basis, no serious expertise in this matter, no evidence. You say that people should bring you evidence. Moro, if I don't like you, all it takes is for me to go and say something about you. That has nothing to do with anything of relevance to what they think they're trying to get us to do. I think they're trying to cleanse the country of corruption, and this is one of the ways to do it.
All right.
But me putting your name on the table for nothing, because I don't like you, I'm envious of you, how does that solve a problem in the country? And that's what they're doing. It's a shameful, shameless thing that has been done, if you ask me. I'm merciless about this type of thing. You see, we have a history of that in this country. Some people's parents were killed because of this. Accusations without proper justice. These generals who were shot, they were taken to kangaroo courts. I mean, they speak for what, 5 minutes, and then pow, they are going to be shot. And then they are taken. And to this day, nobody is able to point at exactly what was corrupt about them such that they deserve to be shot. And people make excuses about because maybe they were involved in coups. Coup makers are still running around the country to this day. So what's the rationale for doing this oral thing? There was something called Citizens Defense Committees and People's Defense Committees put up by the PNDC, the parent company of the NDC. I call it parent company of the NDC. And what they did was go after people. And it was more of a hatred, envy, jealousy objective than anything else. That's all they did. They destroyed people's lives. Somebody's in a neighborhood, you won't go and look for work. Then you, Moro, you're doing well. He doesn't understand why you're doing well. This thing comes up, then he goes and submits your name. Is that what we're encouraging in this country?
But Nana, it's your issue the idea in itself which you're kicking against. So you're kicking against the modus operandi, i.e. how the team is going about their work.
I'm kicking against everything about it.
So both the concept and
you don't start off
and the modus operandi.
Bro, you don't start off fighting corruption in this manner, particularly when your hands are dirty yourself. Because like was pointed out in the article, a lot of these NDC people, PND, let's go and check their backgrounds as far as properties are concerned. So let's not, you see, when you want to solve the corruption problem, the reason that somebody like me will argue strongly for the Akufo-Addo regime's approach at dealing with corruption is that you put the laws in place and make them active. So now if I think Moro has done something wrong, I should go to the courts and whatever other authorities are there. You don't sit back in your living room. It's not how it's done. So when you do that, then when you stick to the laws and the structures that exist, you're bringing civility. People cannot just do things on a whim. They do things according to law and regulation.
Right.
And that's what you want. And that's what a civil country does. That's what a civil government does. That's what a civil people do.
But what is unlawful about oral?
What is lawful about them?
No. Let's
you're throwing it, and I'm saying my answer is what is lawful about them?
No. I think that if we're able to answer the question whether it's unlawful, then we can come back and ask the question.
I think that when you ask what is lawful about them, then it tells you
the reason I'm asking this question is because of the comment you just raised. In fact, the submission you just made,
right?
Which is that let's do the right things.
Yes.
If
you think Nana Fredua has stolen money or has done something, take me to NIB, take me to the courts. Have CID. That's why those institutions exist. And then go into those institutions and make sure that they are not politicized.
I agree with you.
That's what you do.
I agree with you.
And hold people responsible for their work.
Yes, that's fine. And I'm saying that there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that as a country we must be seeking to be building our state institutions, making them stronger. I mean, we all know what Barack Obama has said. We don't need to repeat it because otherwise we'll sound like a broken record.
No, but repetition is good.
Which is that what Africa needs are strong institutions, not necessarily strong.
Yes, we should never stop repeating it.
But I'm saying that's the presence of these institutions in itself delegitimize an idea that says that I want to form a team to create a preparatory grounds for these same state institutions to take over and do their job, in a faster, in a more efficient manner. In any case, we don't conceptually have a problem with citizen vigilante. So that when you see, the Whistleblowers Act, we all know we're not lawyers, but we do some reading. This is the Whistleblowers Act, 720. It's quite clear in there. You see something which you think is untoward, go report it.
To who?
To the state institutions.
Good.
So the point I'm trying to make, but the oral team has said it time and again that their job is not an end in itself. It's only a beginning of something. So they can go ahead, collect the information, and then send it to this and deliver to these state institutions. You don't think so?
This oral concept has stench.
Okay. Why?
Because it doesn't sit well in managing a country.
Okay.
You bring animosity, or you're encouraging animosity that exists already. I'm telling you, people are coming into office with animosity. People are in office on bitterness. People are happy to have power now because they are bitter, not because they want to come and make things better for Ghana. So when you create that aura, it doesn't sit well for a nation. Young people who don't know anything are looking to those who've come ahead of them. When you exhibit this, in the scheme of things, this is how they're going to see things. And this is not new. That's why I referred to this CDC, PDC thing. It has continued to this day, and it's been bred. It means that it never vanished. It's been lingering in the background, and now it's come back up again, purely on some whim of people that somebody has dropped money, let's go after them. What is that for? Let's go through, let's use the laws. And that's what you're supposed to do. There's nothing justifiable about this. The concept is wrong. The persons who are involved in it, those who've been assigned to it from top to bottom, whoever, they must come out clean on their own reputations. They should tell us that they themselves are clean in all the things they are going to chase other people about. They should tell us that. They should tell us that these are the laws that back the country. If Mr. Mahama had sat in cabinet or in his kitchen cabinet and said, look, quietly, here's a team of people. Sit in, they do the research, compile the names like you are suggesting, and nobody, and you didn't come out to tell the public we're going to set, did they say something like that? I was told, I never read it anywhere, that they will put up a website and people can go on it. And
there's actually, in fact, there's
what is that?
Yes, it's both a website, and also an email, some kind of an email address.
Did you see what people did at Bost?
Yes.
How they stormed Bost?
Yes.
Did you hear some of the things the gentleman was saying in there?
I heard it.
That the people are traveling to... What mentality is that? And you want that to be reported?
Yeah, but Nana, those are excesses. I mean, those are excesses.
But that's what this is. It's an excess. Oral is an you have NIB. Why don't you want to use it? You have CID. Why don't you want to use it?
You have the Office
You
of
have
Special Prosecutor.
Thank you. Why don't you want to
EOCO,
use
actually.
You're making it worse. Because yes, now it's 4. We've mentioned 4 institutions, separate institutions, all with legal basis.
In fact, these
all
institutions
recognized
are constitutionally mandated to do the same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And recognized by the Ghanaian. When EOCO knocks on my door, I don't think politics. I don't think I'm being witch hunted.
So you feel it's a duplication of responsibility or duty?
It is an irrelevant. You see, when you say duplications, as if they are doing the right thing and it's just another way of doing it. No, it's wrong. It should not. I'm not even adding the B. I would say it should not be. It should not. You see, let's not do this to. I'm a buff. One of the reasons I like Kweku Bakum is because you bring you history on why things should or should not be. And the reason there is history is for us to learn lessons and make ourselves a better people. We progress. That's what progress is about. When you don't do things, the wrong things over and again. And we have enough evidence of the consequences, dire consequences, of doing the wrong things again. Right now, by if you ask me, by this oral, you've set the country back. Oral. Just putting the concept on the table and telling the Ghanaian people, you have set the country back, because these young men in particular, they are young men who are going around doing this thing, they don't come to you with a paper signed by Okujeto Ablakwa that says we are assigned to come. They don't. They don't tell you their names. In some instances, they want you to turn off your phones so you don't record them.
And shouldn't we be looking at how to streamline? You see, I don't know, but
you think that we should justify?
No, hold on. I'm just saying that, aren't we throwing the baby with the bad water?
We do that all the time.
Away. I'm saying
in this case, this is not a baby.
Well,
it's waste.
I'm saying that. Okay,
listen.
Let's attack the most substantive issue.
Law and order to work in this country.
Okay.
We need law and order to work in this country. And one of the ways of doing it is making sure that we hold those responsible to their work. So I expect that government will do that.
Yeah.
In the case where government is not doing that, and it really shouldn't even be my first port of call. My first port of call should be these institutions we're talking about. I should not want government to tell them to act before they act. I should want them to know that something is going wrong, and because of their responsibility, they are police. So for example, the election, when the IGP says, we don't want soldiers around because we can handle it, I expect that they should have been able to stop all the violence that happened because they took on that responsibility. So now we should be holding them for all those things that happened. And I don't care which side of the political divide you're on. On that matter, we should be together about allowing or letting violence happen. Why didn't they take responsibility? And we should be holding people responsible for their work. That's what we should do. That's the only... When people travel, Moro, you and I, when we go into all these countries, it's a nice place. It's because their laws are working. Their laws are working. And the people indulge themselves. So the laws work. The people don't try and commit the crime. Today, I tell you, in Ghana, when you step out onto the streets, you have to be defensive because everything around you is happening illegally. And focus on this oral thing. I think that they should pull it away. They should stop work. They should put out a statement.
And so far they've received 700 complaints. That's some value.
No, but if you like, go and validate those things.
And they're doing,
if you like, go and validate.
And they're doing this work purely pro bono.
Oh, I'm not impressed.
You're not impressed?
So what?
You're not. The state is paying them.
I'm not impressed. What you're doing is sullying people's reputations, trying to destroy people's image.
You honestly think, Nana, that these 700 complaints that we're talking about, the same Ghanaians who were sending these complaints to them, would have felt confident enough.
Why didn't they send it to BNI?
Good. So
NIB.
then it then begs the
It's
question.
because of the politics, my brother Moro.
Yeah, but that's what we talked about
It's
earlier.
because of the politics. And
You mean the politics as in?
Yes, it's
The
because
politics as in they can't
because
trust
this is a political
the heads of
act.
these state institutions?
All these people who might have sent it, I'm sure,
Yes.
are all politicized.
Really? You think there's no substance to the things that they've said?
I'm-
700
That's not
petitions?
That's not where I want to find evidence of substance. I'm saying, give it to BNI or NIB or whoever. That's where you should find the substance, not oral.
But Nana, are you aware the BNI boss has been sacked?
So what? The institution doesn't exist.
Yes, but the
So,
institutions are headed by someone.
No problem.
And these heads
if
have
you notice-
discretionary
Yes.
decisions that they take as to what they would want to look into and what they don't want to look into. You understand what I'm saying?
If you,
yes,
the one with ultimate power,
yes.
says, I want you to look into this, you think they will say no?
Well,
It is for them to do their work.
okay.
But to refuse to do it, I don't think they will do that.
And all I'm trying to say is that, look, until and unless we get professionals, non-partisan professionals, technocrats. No, hold on.
No, I'm
Unless-
not shaking my head to disagree
Okay.
with you.
Unless we
I'm saying
get
that that
people
is a given. And that's what we're arguing
Yes,
for.
so then-
you don't start off by creating this entity that is purely political, and that's all it's doing to come and shame people.
All right.
When it has no credibility whatsoever
Okay.
to do that.
Okay.